Have you ever considered that your own behavior might be the weakest link in your cybersecurity defenses? Let's take a moment to delve into the world of social engineering, a nefarious practice that is as much an art as it is a science. At its core, social engineering is psychological manipulation. Its goal: to trick you into revealing confidential information that can be exploited by cybercriminals. It's not so much about cracking codes or breaking through firewalls, but rather, it's about cracking the human psyche and breaking through our inherent trust in others. You might think you're safe because you have the latest antivirus software installed, or because you've set up a complex password that even you can barely remember. But the truth is, those defenses can be rendered irrelevant if you fall victim to a well-executed social engineering attack. Consider phishing emails, for instance. They're a classic example of social engineering. You receive an email that appears to be from your bank, asking you to confirm your account details. It looks legitimate, it sounds legitimate, and so you click on the link, enter your information, and just like that, you have handed the keys to your financial kingdom over to a stranger. Or how about pretexting? This is where the attacker creates a fabricated scenario to lure you into revealing sensitive information. They might pose as a tech support agent, a police officer, or even a family member in distress. And let's not forget about baiting. Here, the attacker dangles something enticing to get you to act. It could be a USB drive labeled "Employee Salary Details" left in the office parking lot, or a link to an exclusive video in a social media message. The bait is designed to pique your curiosity, and if you bite, the attacker gains access to your system. The danger of social engineering lies in its ability to exploit our human nature. It leverages our curiosity, our trust, and our desire to help others. And because of this, it can often bypass even the most robust technical defenses. Indeed, the human element can be the most unpredictable factor in cybersecurity. Now consider the case of a multinational corporation that fell victim to a well-planned social engineering attack. Let's imagine a prominent corporation, let's call it Global Tech. With operations spanning across multiple continents, it held a treasure trove of sensitive data. Notably, their security system was top-notch, or so they thought. The attack unfolded not with a bang, but a whisper. An email, seemingly from the CEO, arrived in the inbox of a senior executive. The message requested an urgent transfer of funds to secure a confidential deal. The executive, eager to impress, complied without double-checking the request's legitimacy. This was the first lapse in security measures, a lack of proper verification for sensitive requests. The attackers, skilled in the art of persuasion, had perfectly mimicked the CEO's tone and writing style. They had even spoofed the email address to make it appear genuine. This demonstrated their mastery of impersonation and manipulation, two common techniques in social engineering. The second lapse in security measures was the lack of training for employees to recognize such attacks. The executive was not alone in his ignorance. Many employees were oblivious to the subtle signs of a social engineering attack. Upon completion of the transfer, the attackers vanished into the digital ether, leaving Global Tech to grapple with the aftermath. The consequences were dire. Not only did Global Tech lose a significant amount of funds, but its reputation also took a hit. Clients questioned the corporation's credibility, and shareholders demanded accountability. The damage was not just financial, but also reputational, and it took years for Global Tech to regain its standing. Remember, the attackers did not exploit a flaw in the security software. They exploited human vulnerabilities. This is the power of social engineering. It capitalizes on human error, trust, and the natural desire to be helpful. It's a silent, insidious threat that can bring even the mightiest corporation to its knees. This case study underscores the destructive potential of social engineering and the importance of countermeasures. It's not just about having the best security software, it's about fortifying the human element. And that, dear listeners, is the most expensive lesson of all. So how can we protect ourselves and our organizations from such threats? This is the question that often arises after understanding the potential risks of social engineering. The answer lies in the power of countermeasures. Firstly, let's talk about awareness training. It's crucial to ensure that everyone in an organization, from the top brass to the new intern, understands the nuances of social engineering attacks. This training should focus on recognizing different types of attacks, like phishing, pretexting, and baiting. It's not about making everyone a cybersecurity expert, but rather about fostering a basic understanding of the threats and how to respond. Next, we have the concept of maintaining a culture of security. This goes beyond training. It's about creating an environment where security is a priority and ingrained in daily activities. Employees should feel comfortable reporting suspicious activity without fear of retribution. It's about encouraging vigilance and establishing security as a shared responsibility. Two-factor authentication is another powerful countermeasure. By requiring a second form of verification, such as a text message code or a biometric scan, it becomes significantly more difficult for an attacker to gain unauthorized access, even if they have obtained your password. Regular audits are also an essential part of a robust security strategy. These audits should assess the effectiveness of current security measures and identify potential areas of weakness. They should also check for compliance with security policies and regulations. Finally, practicing incident response plans is a key aspect of preparedness. These plans should outline the steps to be taken in the event of a security breach, including communication strategies, technical responses, and recovery procedures. By practicing these plans, organizations can ensure a swift and effective response when faced with a real-world attack. By implementing these countermeasures, we can significantly reduce the risk of falling prey to social engineering attacks. Remember, the power to defend against these threats lies in our hands, and every action we take to enhance our security posture is a step towards a safer digital world. In this digital age, the threat of social engineering is ever present. We've journeyed through the hidden dangers that lurk in our everyday digital interactions and shared the costly consequences of falling victim to these sophisticated scams. We've seen how attackers can exploit human psychology to gain unauthorized access to sensitive data and systems, causing significant financial and reputational damage. But we've also discovered the power of countermeasures and how they can be employed to protect us from these threats. The importance of awareness cannot be overstated. A proactive approach to security, such as implementing robust policies, providing regular training, and promoting a culture of cyber-vigilance, can significantly reduce the risk of a social engineering attack. And let's not forget, technology is only as secure as its weakest link, us, the users. So we must remain alert and informed. Remember, the best defense against social engineering is a well-informed and vigilant individual.